Hello, Wake Up New Zealand, Sakey speaking. Well, we've heard a lot about adverse reactions to COVID. We've heard about the vaccines. We've had lots and lots of information about adverse reaction, people dying, etc., etc. But I want to get into more basic things today. I have been searching out MEDSAFE New Zealand and the Moderna website. So this is just basic information, which is really, really important. So the MEDSAFE website is MEDSAFE in brackets government, has a number of questions there, and they answer those questions. So I'm going to first go over a number of those questions. So the first one is, how will MEDSAFE in brackets government assess the short-term and long-term efficiency in the safety of the COVID-19 vaccine? So MEDSAFE says it will apply its usual assessment criteria for the evaluation of the vaccine submissions by using international regulatory guidance and general advice specific to these vaccines. But please note they say guidance and advice. They don't actually answer the question, how will they know the efficiency of safety? So they don't answer it. So they go on to say that about safety data is determined by the results of the clinical trials, human experiments. Safety information will be gathered from long-term follow-up. Long-term, people, not short-term. Information provided by MEDSAFE government that information actually goes to the pharmacy company. It's part of the agreement they have with the pharmacy company, MEDSAFE, and it's an agreement on confidentiality that they have between them. So MEDSAFE, it's reliant on regulators in other countries, what they do, as their ability to obtain authorization, even for emergency use. They can't do it. They haven't got the ability to do that. So emergency use authorization allows a high restriction of the medication that is used in an emergency situation. It's restricted. The medicine is distributed. It's got to be restricted for emergency use. But it's not being restricted because they want everyone, everywhere, every age in New Zealand to actually be vaccinated with this COVID-19. They want the whole damn world to be vaccinated. So what about adverse reactions? Well, one size doesn't fit all. So a vaccine recipient may act differently when it comes to adverse effects than another person. So how long will the COVID-19 vaccine work for? At this stage, they don't know. And that's what they say, unknown. Does the COVID-19 vaccine reduce transmission? At this stage, it's not known whether it represents or even reduces transmission. They don't know it. Can you transmit, be affected by COVID-19 if vaccinated? Yes, you can. Do you have to take those safety precautions once you have been fully vaccinated with COVID-19? Do you have to wear a mask? Do you have to socially isolate? Do you have to keep your distance from people? Do you have to wear a mask on public transport? Yes, you do. So where can I find clinical safety quality data that MEDSAFE evaluated to approve COVID-19 vaccines? Information submitted to and held by MEDSAFE is confidential as part of the approval process. It's only available to pharmaceutical companies, the ones that make the money on it, the ones who are the wealthy big pharma, the Bill Gates of this world. So the confirmative vaccine that we have in New Zealand received provisional consent for a period of 9 months. At the end of this term, provisional consent, will it be renewed or not? This depends on consultation with the Medicines Assessment Advisory Committee. Advertising and promoting COVID-19 vaccine. Well, there's no requirement for promotional material advertising to state that the vaccine has provisional consent. What about adverse reactions and those effects from vaccine safety? Well, this refers to adverse effects after vaccination. There are no legal requirements for nurses, doctors, DHB staff, vac centre staff to report adverse reactions at all. It's not legally required, so they make up their mind. And the place for reporting adverse reactions is the Centre for Adverse Reactions Monitoring, CARM. So how can they get the full data if somebody's not feeling good after vaccine and they don't report it? So Johnson & Johnson, it was known when they first brought out the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, there were a lot of people were getting blood clots, so they were not given that emergency authorization that Moderna was given. They were denied it. But now they've overcome that, because what they've done is they've put a very tiny warning label on the packaging of the vaccine, and now they have been allowed authorized emergency use, the same as Moderna. So there's no legal requirements for vaccine manufacturers to list adverse effects in the package, in the insert of the package, or on data sheets. They don't have to do that. So does COVID-19 vaccine affect infertility? Well, animal studies show no, but there's no direct answer as to whether human beings are affected. So nothing. They don't answer it. Is COVID-19 vaccine safe for children? Clinical trials for children are ongoing. The vaccine is indicated as for use in individuals aged 16 and over. Again, no direct answer. Is it safe for children? They avoid the answer. They don't give the answer. This is MEDSAFE, New Zealand government. What studies have MEDSAFE used or done to ensure the vaccine is safe for general use? MEDSAFE has conducted no studies. MEDSAFE reviews the data submitted by the pharmaceutical company, the one that does the clinical trials, the one that gets the money, honey. So many people will be receiving COVID-19 vaccine, and this is what MEDSAFE is saying. They say many people will be receiving COVID-19 vaccine. The more people who receive the vaccine, the more side effects will be reported. Receiving large numbers of reports indicates that the reporting system is working. Never mind your damn safety, just that the reporting system is working. So definitions of adverse effects to COVID-19 vaccine. Well, in an untoward medical event following immunization, this may be unfavorable or unintended sign, and that's what they call adverse effects. So what does it say about a serious adverse effect? after having the COVID vaccine. Well, this is defined as a medically important event. Reaction after receiving the vaccine, you have to be hospitalized, can cause persistent or significant disability or incapacity, is life-threatening, causes a congenital anomaly, birth defect, results in death. What can be serious for one person may not be serious for another. One size does not fit all. That is written, documented on MEDSAFE. And it also says that emergency authorization comes with some inherent risks. It has to. They're human experiments. So Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine trial, well, when they did it, first off, they had 30,000 volunteers, 15,000 were given the placebo, 15,000 were actually given the COVID-19 vaccine. So you've got 15,000 people who have had the COVID-19 vaccine as part of the vaccine trial itself. So the population in the whole world is 7.9 billion people. We have almost 5 million people in New Zealand of that 7.9 billion. And they have trialled it on 15,000. Think about it, people. So, Moderna documents, the immunity from the vaccine may not last. A rare side effect, like enhanced respiratory disease or an autoimmune disease, may not be seen in patients for months. That's what Dr. Monto of Moderna said, and he said we need to watch for that. Be ready to detect it. It's hard because you have to wait for long-term data. So there's going to be a lot of people go through human experiments of this COVID-19 vaccine, and by their data, then they will know whether it's safe or not. After at the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, that's what that is. So they tell you that you need to watch out for long-term. Look, when I went to the vaccine centre and interviewed them there, I was told that anyone who's had a vaccine for COVID must wait 20 minutes afterwards for side effects. But this is saying that side effects may not happen straight away, not within that 20 minutes. It may be some time after that before anyone gets a side effect. It may not happen within that 20 minutes. And the vaccine centre I went to, it was really large. They could probably take 200 people a day. No doctor on board, no doctor at all. So people, this is information straight from the site, from MEDSAFE government, New Zealand, and from Moderna doctors themselves. This is not conspiracy theory. This is the truth. You can go online and see it for yourself, and I will leave you the links to that. Okay, thank you very much. Please share, and subscribe.